It'll happen to everyone. We just don't know when or how. And for many of us, that's what's worrying about death. It's that uncertainty about how it's going to happen and whether we're going to suffer any pain. Depending on your job, you might deal with death regularly. Think of undertakers or nursing home employees, police, first responders, and sometimes reporters. Welcome to the Swiss Connection. I'm Susan Misicka. Early in my career, I covered police and fire news for a regional newspaper. One Christmas night when I was on duty, there was a report of a dead zebra on the side of the road, maybe a runaway from a nearby zoo. But in fact, it was a man who had been murdered. He was wrapped in a pale gray blanket, sealed with black duct tape, his blood dripping away. I can still remember how the snow around him turned pink. It's one thing to suddenly find yourself at a crime scene like that. But what about volunteering to watch somebody die, also voluntarily, in a calm and legal manner? In this second part of our two-part series on assisted suicide, we're meeting a colleague of mine who's been following the topic for several years now. Kaoru Uda is a reporter from our Japanese department. In Japan, assisted suicide is illegal. But here in Switzerland, where we work, it's permitted. Switzerland made assisted suicide legal in the 1940s. Every year, over 1,000 seriously ill people end their lives here with the help of suicide assistance. Kaoru has been telling me how she connected with a 28-year-old Japanese woman with a severe neurological disorder. Aina can't control her legs, can't walk or stand up. Except for one wrist, she can't move her arms from the elbows down. She's spent most of her 20s in the hospital. With no hope for a cure, she decided she'd rather die than be a burden to her family.
The reason why she accepted my interview was that she wanted to raise awareness of dying with dignity in Japan or in any other countries. So that's why she was pretty open and she was willing to share her experience with me, how she started to think about ending her life or dying in Switzerland, about the disease, about her family, and about her thought on this.
Kaoru met Aina via Twitter while Aina was looking into options to end her life. Later, Aina got a green light from Life Circle, a Swiss organization that provides assisted suicide. It works like this. If you want to die with Life Circle, you have to become a member and write a letter explaining why you want to die, including doctor's reports. If your request is approved, then there will be a follow-up assessment in Switzerland. Kaoru arranged to meet Aina at the airport. Aina, 30 years old by then, was with her father, who was rather wary of Kaoru.
Oh my God, it was so difficult because he did not even give me a smile. He did not even want to talk to me at all. So he was there for his daughter. That was it. So it seems like he did not even want me to be there because he was strongly against Aina's decision to die in Switzerland. And I think he thought I'm the one who helped her to come up with this idea, which is dying in Switzerland. He was very polite. I mean, he was not aggressive at all. But I tried to ask what I can do or if he's thirsty or not, if he wants to have a cup of coffee at the hotel lobby. But he did not even want my help. So it was quite difficult, yes.
Yeah, that must have been really uncomfortable for you to feel like you were almost either responsible or an intruder.
But I think I understand his feeling because he does, of course, obviously he does not want Aina to die, but he has to be there. So I understand how he's stressed and sad, and he doesn't know what to do. So I understand his feeling a lot.
And her mother had decided to stay back in Japan.
Yes, because so Aina asked her mother to come with her, but her mom said, "I cannot watch you die. As a mom, I cannot watch you die. So I'm going to stay here." So she did not come, which is very sad.
When she got to Life Circle in Basel, Ina met Dr. Erika Preisig, who we heard from in the last episode.
People have to travel to Switzerland for an assisted dying. This must stop. We call this suicide tourism, which is a horrible word, because the people who travel to Switzerland to die, they would want to do this at home. They don't want to travel to Switzerland, spend a lot of money, and have a lot of suffering on top by traveling. This is not the solution to come to Switzerland. The solution is legalization all over the world.
At this first consultation with Japanese patient Ina, Dr. Preisig's team confirmed Ina's wish to die, as well as her appointment for the assisted suicide. Ina and her father returned to their hotel, but they didn't sleep well.
Because they were staying in the same room, and her father was there with her, but Aina noticed that her father was crying, and that was really heartbreaking for Aina. That's what she said. And then also, her father is the typical Japanese man, so like he does not show the emotions. He thinks like the father needs to be strong and calm. But that father starts shaking in the night because of the fear, or maybe like he got anxious of losing her. And so Aina had to hold his hand for whole night. And then the day came. We took a taxi to the Life Circle facility. It's an apartment. It's quite like a spacious room. We arrived there. Erika Preisig was there. And then we sat at the table and we start the conversation. So the Dr. Preisig asked, "So Aina, are you sure? Are you ready for this?" Then Aina said, "Well, I'm not sure because of my family. I cannot stop thinking about my family." And her father was there, and the Preisig asked him about the same question. What do you think? Can you let her go? And the father did not talk much, but he only said, "If she wants to, I have to respect her decision." Then Aina said, "Okay, I'm going to do it. I will do it. I'll die." And then she climbed out in the bed and tried to drink the killing medicine. I could see that she really wanted to drink, but it's like her whole body was rejecting it. So she tried to drink. She leaned her head towards the cup where the killing medicine in, and tried to swallow with a straw, but the liquid won't go in. So it was just a few minutes long thing, but I felt like it's like a 30 minutes or an hour because she was so struggling, and that was really intense moment being there.
It must have just been unreal to be there, and you're not a relative, you're not a doctor, but to be in that room and watching somebody struggling with that decision, do I want to die or not?
Yes, that was quite extreme. Because I could feel her wish to die, her strong wish to die, and also I could understand. I could feel her father's wish. Yeah, it was really a lot to take. Yeah, quite intense.
And what was the father's face like? Did you watch his reaction to her struggle?
Yes, I was surprised because when Aina climbed up on the bed, so the father came up to her and stand right beside her, and he asked Erika Preissig that can I keep holding her hand? I want to keep holding her hand when she's gonna go. And in that moment, he smiled at last to her, saying, "So Aina, thank you for everything. Thank you for living with us." And then he smiled at her for the first time since he arrived in Switzerland. And that was really, I was really touched by him doing so. But then she was struggling, taking drinking killing medicine, and he was standing beside her, and try to watch, try to see, and try to be there for her. But his face, he was really trying not to cry, and his eyes were so red, and it was really, really, heartbreaking to see for me. And she thought, I cannot do this to him. I cannot do this to him. Yeah, so that's why she decided not to die.
Ina went back home to spend more time with her parents, her sisters, and her pet dog. Because of her neurological disorder, life is still a struggle, but she's decided to postpone her assisted suicide for a bit longer. Through Ina, Kaoru met another Japanese patient, Yoshi, a 40-year-old man suffering from neurological problems. He already had the green light from Life Circle and was looking for someone to help him get around Switzerland and act as an interpreter. Ina suggested that he ask Kaoru, who agreed. There's a lot at stake at that in-person assessment with the doctors.
If you failed in this interview, then doctor would not give you the final green light, so you have to go back home. So that's why you have to be, you have to convince the doctors why you want to die. That's why he could not fail it. So,
So that's a lot of extra pressure then. He wanted to
yes.
seem confident and sure in his decision.
That's why he chose his word quite carefully, and as making a simple sentence, and then he tried to say why I want this, why I need this, why I have to do this.
Yoshi got the final green light and planned to spend a couple of last days with his parents in Basel. But then his pain suddenly got much worse, and he decided to move the appointment forward. Kaoru and one of our photographers hurried back to support him and to document his story. Kaoru and I have been looking at the photos showing Yoshi's final minutes. I can't even count the number of drugs in this picture.
Yeah. So it's, he told me it's 6. I don't really know like which one is which one, but one of them is the painkiller, and in the sleeping pills, and it's the medicine against the numbness, and some the supplements he's taking, like vitamins or the calciums that he cannot take from normal food.
And I'm looking at another picture here where he's signing a document.
Yes, so this is the consent form to prescribe the killing medicine, pentobarbital. So he's signing that he's consenting this. I was expecting the deathbed would be more plain or more hospital-like. But this room it's just like a normal apartment. It's so spacious and a lot of sunlight. So it's like more like a nursing home. It's very warm.
I find this photo very touching. We just see Yoshi's feet.
Yes.
His sock
Yes.
feet, and curled up a bit.
Yes.
How comfortable did he seem?
He was so comfortable. For me, he looked so comfortable because I had an interview on the last minute before we left for Life Cycle facility, and he was so determined, and he told me, yes, I asked the same question to him. Are you ready? Don't you have any second thoughts? He said, no, I don't have any second thought because I have to do this no matter what. No matter what happens, I have to do this. I'm going to do this. That's why I'm here. And he looked so relieved, so comfortable that he made it there. That's how I felt seeing him on the bed.
The patient decides how to take the fatal dose of pentobarbital, a sedative. While Ina opted for a cup and a straw, Yoshi decided to go with an infusion. There's an image of him learning how to open the valve. In another picture, we see his thumb pushing the button. The caption reads, 3 p.m. Okay, then I'm off. It sounds so casual.
As you just said, it's like, yes, he said, I'm off in Japanese, which is ittekimasu. Ittekimasu is when you go to the school, or like when you go shopping or something, like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go and then come back. And he chose this word was, I think, like his more personality, so it's a little bit more fun or like kind of like joke.
Very jaunty.
Yeah. And he opened the bulb without any hesitation. So when Erika Preissig said, like, so it's everything ready, you can go anytime. And I was expecting he would wait a little bit, to calm himself down or to make himself ready. Instead, he just says, well, I'm off. And he just like opened the bulb so without no hesitation. That was really astonishing for me.
Especially after with Ina, where there was this long, you said it felt like an hour as she was thinking about it.
Yes.
But with Yoshi, he was determined, he was sure. And then how did his parents react?
They were beside him and placing their hand on Yoshi's hand and just watching him go. And they were smiling at him and they said thank you, and it was a very, very peaceful moment.
And afterwards, what was the feeling? I mean, you as a journalist, what did you do next? I mean, there you are in this small room. The patient has just decided to die to avail of the assisted suicide option. His parents are still there, of course. What happened next? What did you do?
So after he died, after he went, it was really impressive how the parents changed, especially Yoshi's mother, because Yoshi's mother was against Yoshi's decision, so she did not want him to die. She wanted to try any possible way to keep him alive, and also like she begged him, you can change your mind. You can go home with us, and I can find you a nursing home or any possible way to make you feel comfortable. And she was very scared of losing him, and then how he's going to die. But after he was gone, her face changed so much. She told me that, oh wow, I feel so relieved that my son died without any pain and so peacefully. And I'm glad he went this way. So yes, that was really a life-changing moment for me and for them as well.
And so Yoshi's remains were sent back to Japan to his parents. And have you had contact with them since?
Yes, I have been in contact with Yoshi's mother, and we have been exchanging emails quite often. So right after they got back home, I got this email from Yoshi's mom that she's been struggling a lot, and she's feeling really sad because Yoshi's things everywhere, because they live together. So Yoshi's bed and Yoshi's clothes and Yoshi's shoes and everywhere. And then at the same time, she said she's really afraid because assisted suicide is illegal.
Illegal in Japan, which means Yoshi's mother doesn't feel comfortable talking to people about how her son died. She worries that people will criticize her, saying things like,
why didn't you try to find another solution? Or why didn't you let him go? Why didn't you try even harder? So that's why she was very, very afraid.
And now, how do you think things will turn out for her and the family?
Yesterday she texted me. She feels much better, but still, she feels a little bit anxious. I think there should be some kind of like a support structure for the family who lost their loved ones with this way, especially for the countries where assisted suicide is illegal.
And for you, what kind of ideas does this give you about the concept of assisted suicide and life versus death?
What I keep thinking about is, does my life belong to me or to whom? Because I witnessed two cases here. So Aina's case and Yoshi's case. So Yoshi's case was clear. His life belongs to him. I live with dignity, I die with dignity. This is my decision. This is my right. So he went. But Aina's case was, she kept asking me, is this my ego for me to die? Or is this my parents' ego that they don't want me to die? So which is right? Which is better? And also, like, some people would say, oh, the life belongs to the God. So you cannot just take your life away. And I think every case, these all cases are okay. But I keep asking myself, what if I were Yoshi's position? What if I were Aina's position? It's really difficult, but it made me really think how I want my life to go, how I want my life to be. If I got sick like Yoshi or Aina, I personally would have the same decision. So die with assisted suicide. But still, I have two small kids. So if they told me, Mom, you don't die, then I don't know what to do. So yeah, it made me think a lot.
That was my colleague, Kaoru Uda. And what about you? What do you think? Should assisted suicide be an option? A legal option? For people who want to end their lives? Let us know your thoughts on social media or on our website, where you can join the discussion along with other people from around the world. Visit us at swissinfo.ch, where you can read more about the topic and also see the photos that Kaoru and I were talking about. The Swiss Connection is a Swissinfo production. The theme music that you're hearing now is by Michele Andina. Our studio technician is Danny Wheeler. Signing off for all of us here, I'm Susan Misicka.
Do you want to polish your knowledge about Swiss elections, referendums and political parties, while at the same time learning more about the quirks of the political system in Switzerland? If that's the case, our newsletter course is just what you need. Each week for a month, we'll send you a free installment explaining the most important details of how Swiss democracy works. Our course teaches you who's eligible to vote in Switzerland, what the different parties stand for, how election and popular vote results are implemented, and what distinguishes Swiss democracy from other political systems. Our crash course is interactive, like democracy itself. Your questions will be answered on an FAQ page, and you can debate with other users and share your inputs and opinions. We will also provide links to multimedia articles and videos to help you better understand the Swiss democratic system. Please join us and sign up for the free Democracy Crash Course newsletter at www.swissinfo.ch/democracy. That's www.swissinfo.ch/democracy.